Merry Christmas and welcome back to TED Talks Truth and Reality about the lost meaning of Christmas. To most Americans, most Christians, Christmas is the season where we're supposed to celebrate the meaning of the birth of Jesus of Nazareth. All of us grow up hearing the commonly preached and repeated phrases that Jesus wanted us all to follow his pathway, his example, where truth lit the way through the wilderness. That simple truth of love self, love God, love others, has sort of been lost in the commercialization of Christmas, and this is where the lost meaning has been overshadowed and reprogrammed and pushed aside by the sheer crass capitalism. No, not capitalism. Capitalism is a good thing. Materialism, where we put the value of things ahead of the values and traditions that made America great once upon a time. I believe this is probably the appeal that Donald Trump has to America and Americans in general, those who've been hiding on the sidelines waiting for someone to champion their thoughts and their feelings. And Trump sort of gets out there and says the things that so many of the quiet, silent Americans feel but don't know how to express. And Jesus told us that the truth was the only way to reach everlasting life or understanding of life in general. But we have pushed this aside by our own busy schedules, our own selfish concerns, our own little me first reality that I've spoken about in my previous 60-odd episodes on trying to get you to realize that truth really is the simple pathway to self-enlightenment, self-understanding, and self-acceptance of others. However, the programming has gotten so great over the last 50, 60 years that the individual, the unique, one-of-a-kind individual, no longer thinks for themselves because they have been programmed and conditioned, just like Christmas has become, to replace the important things in life, the important lesson of Christmas, which is the rebirth of truth, which is the rebirth of understanding self and others. And we have allowed this commercialism to push that aside. However, it's not too late. It's never too late, because Jesus did say it was simply accepting that his teachings of truth was the way to lighten the pathway that we go through the dark unknown. All of us do. No one goes through it with a guide book that tells you here's where you turn left and here's where you go straight. It's your own decisions that makes it through life and makes it through the hardships and makes it over the hurdles and makes it through the tough times. Those that have followed my Truth Talks know that this past year was one of the worst years that any individual could have. Job has nothing on me when it comes to the trials and tribulations my family and I have faced this past year. However, I have a hope and a faith that tomorrow is going to bring a better solution to my problems today. And if I didn't have that faith and that hope, I wouldn't be able to sit here today and deliver this Christmas message from my heart. And that is that each one of you must begin your own personal search to reclaim you from that conditioning and that programming and that advertising world. You don't even know who to vote for because you're so programmed by the news media, the pundits, the celebrities who take up your precious mind time by bombarding you with repetitive statements over and over and over and over. You must like this guy. You must hate this guy. If you vote for this guy, I won't vote for that guy. It's so stupid that it just boils down to a feeling inside of you that which one is telling you the truth, which one is expressing the extemporaneous honesty of the moment, who's the most transparent, who defends their position with the zeal and vigor that you would want a champion of your cause to proclaim. We have become so distracted by our own little mini crises, our own self-interest. This special interest group hates everyone else because no one agrees with them. And those outside don't understand those on the inside because it's difficult to accept difference. But we're all different. That's the solution Jesus brought to us. Put everything else aside. Forget the past. Satan, get thee behind me where you belong. All your bad thoughts, all your bad deeds are yesterday. This is the day of rebirth of truth for yourself. You alone see truth from your own perspective. It is your personal truth. It is your actual truth. Reality is something different. That's a bigger universal truth that the Creator controls. And you must follow those rules to do your darnest, to do your very best, to do what's right for others, to do the right thing, essentially. And that's what I tried to convey in all my previous talks, and also in the 2 books I wrote. One of them, by the way, is free if you go to my website. And it teaches you to slow down and love yourself, love your family, love the moments that you're alive and able to do something about it, because the world is collapsing upon us because we are so inward and we don't see what's happening outside us. People hate us and they're coming here to kill us. So that's not a good thing to be talking about on Christmas Day, but it's something to plug in your back of your mind, because the New Year's coming and it's a chance to start your life anew with the search for yourself and the search for your real truth, not the one that's been programmed and conditioned and poured into your mind by academia, your teachers, or even your role models, because they too could have some bad programming. You must find the truth for yourself, just as Jesus said. Truth was the way, it's the light. So on this Christmas Day, I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope you do begin your search for the Holy Grail, which is truth. So until we meet again on New Year's Day, Godspeed.